Hey guys, today we'll discuss in detail about the classes and the methods. Okay, that is how we are using the classes and the methods in the Python programming language, and what is the syntactical way of representing the same here. Okay, so let us discuss in detail about these methods and the classes here. So, in general, how we can transform the functions into method, which makes the relationships very explicit. Okay, so far in the previous chapter we have discussed about how classes and the functions can be used in the similar way. The same functions can be transformed into the methods. How we can do transform to make it a explicit relationship. Okay, so we'll discuss how we can make it with examples. So before going in detail with this functions and the methods and the classes, we'll discuss in brief about what exactly are the object-oriented features. Okay, so in general we know we also have some of the object-oriented features used in the object-oriented programming language like C++. Okay, so there we have some features like encapsulation, inheritance, and then polymorphism. So these features are used in the programming languages. So in the similar way, how we can use this object-oriented program features in the Python programming language. Okay, so in the Python, an object-oriented program language means it provides the features that support the object-oriented programming. So what are the feature it provides which support the object-oriented programming? That is what provided in the Python. So which has these defining characters. So what are the characteristics of this object oriented programming language in Python? So what are those characteristics? First one is this program includes class and method definitions. So far we have discussed how to write the class definitions using the programmer or the user, and in the similar way here we include the class and the method definition. That is one characteristic. The second characteristic is most of the computation is expressed in terms of operations on the objects. Okay, so whatever the computations or the operations or the expressions what we are doing when performing the operations on that particular expression, we do some computation. So that computation is expressed in terms of operations on the objects. So we'll be performing these operations on objects. Okay, so objects often represent things in the real world. I've told you objects means it is a physical entity, that means which exists in the real world. Okay, and methods, it corresponds to the ways things in the real world interact. Okay, so what is the procedure of interacting that particular object in the real world, that is called as the method. Okay, so that is what we say a method is a function that is associated with particular class. Okay, we'll be having one particular class, and obviously we'll be having the method on what is the procedure of doing that particular function. Okay, that is why we say a method is a function that is associated with a particular class. Okay, so far we have seen the methods for the strings, list, dictionaries, and the tuples. Okay, so here in this chapter we will define methods for programmer defined types. Okay, for programmer defined types, how we are defining the methods. Okay, so we can say semantically these methods will be same as the function, but there are two syntactic differences. Okay, what are those syntactic differences? The first difference is methods are defined inside a class definition. Okay, in the same way how we are writing the object oriented programming using the Java, the methods will be defined inside the class definition. Similar way in the Python also will be doing the same. That is why we say methods are defined inside the class definition in order to make the relationship between the class and the method explicit. Okay, so that is one syntactic way, and the other one is we will be writing the syntax for invoking a method. Syntax for invoking a method is different from the syntax for calling a function. Syntax for invoking a method will be different for syntax for calling the function. Okay, the method for invoking will be different, and the for calling that particular function we'll be writing different methods. Okay, so that is what the two syntactic difference of this object oriented features in Python programming language. Okay, so now how you print the objects when you're writing some examples. For example, say time objects, how you can print the particular time of that particular assumption what you are giving. Okay, so how do we print those particular objects? So in the previous classes or the video we have discussed, we have defined a class name called time. You can see here the name of the class is time, and we already also written and wrote a function name print time. Okay, Okay, how we can do this one? This is general way of writing the class definition, class time, and then this is the document string. What does this contain? Now this is the body of this code. Okay, and this is the header. Okay, what this represent? It represents the time. We want time of the particular day. Okay, how do you print that one? So what you will do, you will be writing the user defined function, that is def print time of the time. You just want to print the time that contains hour, time, minutes, and then second. How we will be doing? Percentage dot 2d, percentage dot 2d, and then what is this 2d? 2d means it denotes integer numbers. Okay, so hour, minute, and then second. Okay, so how do you call this function? When you want to call this function, you have to pass a time object as an argument. How do you pass that particular time object? You can see here start is equals to time. Already in the previous chapter we have discussed about this one. Start is equals to time, then hour is 9, minute is 45, second is 0. Okay, how do you print this start now? What should be the return value now? 9 hours 45 minutes and 0 seconds. Okay, this is what we are going to get as the return value or the output. Okay, so that is one way. Now to make a print time as a method, that is the general way we are defining the class. Now how to make a print time as a method? What we have to do is move the function definition inside the class definition. Okay, so we can see here the function definition is written outside the class definition. Now we can move that particular function definitions inside the class definition. Okay, please notice the change in indentation is very important when you are writing these definitions. So you are writing class time and then you are defining the function definition, that is print time, then you are printing the particular value. So now we have the two different ways of calling the print time. When you want to print the result, what are the ways? There are two ways. The first one is, and it is less common way to use a function syntax, that is you directly write time dot print time of start. Okay, so that will give you whatever the value which is stored. Okay, we have, you can see here 9 hours 45 minutes and 0 second. The same is going to give us the another. So in this use of dot notation, time is the name of the class and then print time is the name of the method. Okay, keep in mind this is name of the class and print time is the method. We are calling this method inside the class. Okay, so that is the meaning of this. Then method dot start is the method dot start will be passed as the parameter. Okay, that is one such way. The second way of calling the print function is which is more concise, is use the method syntax, that is start dot print time. Okay, so when you type this, it will get you the same output. Okay, this is another precise way of the doing it the same. Here what does this, in this dot notation, print time is the name of the function and then start is the object method which is invoked on. Okay, you can see here start is the object method what you have invoked earlier. Okay, so you can see start is the object method what you have invoked here, the same will be called here. Okay, so that is how we can do it. And this can be called as the subject. Okay, the start what you are invoking as a method, that can be called as the subject. Okay, inside this method the subject is assigned to the first parameter, so in case start is assigned to the time. Okay, so obviously in convention the first parameter of the method is called self, so it would be more common to write print time in this format. Okay, so we can write class time and inside the class time I am writing the function definition. So print the value of hour, minute, and then second. Okay, all right. So the reason for this convention is implicit metaphor. Okay, what is the reason for this kind of convention? So we have the two reasons here. The syntax of the function call print time of start suggests the function is the active agent. It says something like a print time. Whenever it throws out an error, it should show print the time. Here is an object for you to print. Okay, the other one is the object oriented programming. The objects are the active agents. A method invocation like start.print time says start, it will ask you to start something, please print yourself, write something, print yourself. Okay, so this is the general way of the printing the methods. Okay, so this is how you can print the objects in the Python programming language using the methods. Okay, thank you.